Chicago in the chat room, his screen name is Chicago, brought this up, and I made me look it up. So a man was kicked out of a Jewish customer was kicked out of a cafe known as Maruno Cafe because the man was wearing a kippah. What's a kippah? Is that like, I don't want to guess. I think I know what it is, but does anybody know what a kippah is? Anyway, so he was kicked out of, now, here's my whole thing, like, dude, yeah, you shouldn't be discriminating based on, but at the same time too, like, you're refusing food for tens, like hundreds of thousands of children, and you want to complain about you're not getting your coffee? Screw you. It's a hat. Oh, it's the small. Is it like the? All right, I guess so. It's like the yarmulke. Oh, it's the big brim hat. Is that what that is? Okay, I get it. Okay, it's their hat thing. Okay, it's their hat. Okay, yeah. So they're getting one side's discriminate. Like, dude, shut up. I don't want to. All right, you didn't get served coffee. Why don't you allow children to go eat food and freaking? You're not being denied food. You're being denied coffee. I mean, I kind of want to be fair, but at the same time, when the other side is not being fair, does that mean we have to be? We are forced to be fair when they're not being fair? You don't get your coffee. Well, why don't you let the 600,000 kids, let them have some food? Let the kids have some food. Maybe we'll let you get your coffee. Someone's saying that story's exaggerated. Maybe it is, but at the same time too, I'm looking down here. Another story in Vietnam, in a Vietnam restaurant, a whole Blue Jay family was kicked out. So I guess there's some other stuff going on too. A Jewish woman is denied access to a bathroom. A Jewish woman was denied access. She denying herself access. She said that there's anti-Semitic graffiti all in the bathroom. So the Jewish woman was denied. She was upset about it. But here's what the anti-Semitic graffiti was. It was something that said free. It said like "Free Palestine" in the bathroom. So yeah, come on, lady. All right, that one you just shut up. But Angels, anything else you wanted to add? C. Jordan, thank you so much.
Eric, that's supposed to be antiseptic to say "Free Palestine."
You know it is. You know, from the river to the sea is supposed to be hate speech and genocide. Remember that?
I can't imagine how inconveniencing it must be not to be able to get your coffee. I remember some time ago, there was a lady, when I still listened to people on panels, saying that her college-age son felt uncomfortable wearing a shirt with the blue and white stuff on it. That's terrible. Imagine in America that going to his college, he couldn't wear a T-shirt in comfort, while 20,000 children are orphaned, and probably more than 50,000, at least, people have been unalived. So, guys, it's very difficult, at least for me, to listen to some of this whinging and bawling when really, unless people are standing up, and we are so proud of our Jewish brothers and sisters. We met a lot of them in Washington, didn't we, Eric, at the Red Line demonstration, Jewish Voices for Peace. The Hasidic community was there with Jill Stein. Eric and I met them all, and they are standing with us for what is right. So people can whinge and bawl about not getting their coffee or not wearing a T-shirt. It really makes them look even more ridiculous. Yeah.
Agree. And I mean, for real, isn't it like illegal, and aren't you intentionally made to feel uncomfortable if you walk down the street wearing a shirt with a big giant Swazi on it? I mean, so isn't that like the new Swazi, like the new political symbol that you're supposed to avoid now? I don't know. It's like you want to be fair and everything to them, but it's just like, dude, you're unaliving children at an everyday rate. I mean,
It's unbelievable. I'll tell you, something might make you laugh, lads. When I'm driving down the freeway in California, I have a Palestinian flag flying out of my car, and you get a lot of waves, a lot of support. So we can do the same, folks. We can show our colors. Thanks.
Badass. Yeah, dude, the situation's getting, it sucks that because there's a lot of really, really good people who are paying the good Jewish people who are paying the consequences of their evil government on the other side of the world. Because really, what does a Jew have to do with anything that's going on the other side of the world? Well, now they're taking over our government and making our government pay for it and everything like that. Huda, thank you so much. So it's like they're spreading the stupidity around the world, and they're making it dangerous for their own people is what they're doing. It's their own government that's doing all this stupid stuff. So, Buddha, yeah, we are shadow bananaed. I don't know why. We were shadow bananaed right from the beginning of the show. Hell yeah, even on a shadow, like a heavy shadow banana, still get 180 viewers. That's good stuff. All right. So let me get Sophia. Thank you so much. Let me get to Nick Jr. Nick Jr., go right ahead. And Siobhan. Ooh, shoot, wrong button. Siobhan, I want to see what Siobhan's showing. But Nick Jr., go ahead, my friend.
Oh, go ahead, Siobhan. Oh, I just wanted to tell everyone hello today and not to feel discouraged because I think we're winning, but it's taken a while. So, but I do believe that there are some things going to be happening in the next couple of months because I read in China and Russia are thinking about starting their own gold standard, and I know that we have, and it's disputed whether we have a real agreement or a contract with Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia said that they wanted to stop dealing in petrodollars, which is American currency. And so those two events are pretty significant. One of them is that if China and Russia does their gold standard, they're saying that they don't want to trade with us. I don't know how that's possible, but we're not trading with Russia, but it's going to free Russia up from some other issues that are causing problems because they're being stopped from purchasing and selling and things like that on the open markets, international markets. So I thought that was sort of an interesting and very covered up situation because when you think about it, the media is hardly reporting on it, but they are reporting on it. And then you're wondering, is that going to make us very, very unstable, our economy? And so this is one good reason to prove that Biden is actually driving us over a cliff in a really bad way, economic wise. And that's one thing that really does bug Americans. It bugs me. And Americans don't like that. I mean, and I think that's kind of what's been going on.
100%. And I gotta say this too, right? So I think in some, because BRICS is a parallel economy to the American economy, because America uses its economy for political leverage pretty heavily, and it uses its economy as a weapon, is what it does. They're trying to set up a parallel economy. I think it's kind of good just because at this rate, everybody, we have a debt bubble. Debt bubbles eventually burst. You can't just keep going, making more and more and more. Your country just can't keep making more and more debt and expect not consequences. When a debt bubble bursts, you expect, because we have big inflation, expect hyperinflation. Jessica, thank you so much. So in the case of America economic collapse, which is inevitable at this pace, unless something drastic happens, we need a parallel economy because it's going to suck really, really bad, but it's not going to suck as much as if we have a parallel economy as a backup plan to our government failing. Because remember, as much debt as we're in, they still sent $70 billion to Ukraine just for military equipment, not for any kind of help. Remember, when we send money to Ukraine, everybody, there's people over there who they're not in famine or anything, but they have low food. Their clothing supplies are low. Like the stores are all messed. It's really bad in Ukraine right now. We're not helping Ukrainians at all when we send the money. We're sending money to their politicians. And do I have it? This is what Ukraine said. This is Ukraine news. Here, listen to Ukraine news translated.
Thanks to everyone who supports ordinary Ukrainians. But today, we, all Ukrainian journalists, would like to ask you for your attention, not your money. Do you know why MSC, a leading container shipping company, doesn't do business in Ukraine? Why Ukrainians don't want to fight? Because your aid doesn't reach ordinary people. The Ukrainian politicians use war to steal it.
Yeah, it's a big giant money laundering scheme. As our politicians use war to go steal money through the military industrial complex area, Ukraine does the same thing. Most of that money's stolen, everybody. There was one politician, he was a big businessman. Through politics, he stole like $5.5 billion. He's $5.5 billion. He stole that. Unbelievable, man. He ended up going to jail. He's in jail right now, but that's what's going on in Ukraine. Nick Jr., anything else you wanted to add? Appreciate you very, very much. Nick Jr.? Microphone not working? Nick Jr., all right, I'll go back. Nick Jr., thank you so much for jumping on the show. Always, always appreciate you. You can always come back. Thank you, Nick Jr. And Julie, that chick from Sydney, welcome to the show. Go right ahead.
Hey, I can let
Hello.
you all know that the Foreign Minister of Australia, Penny Wong, now has a picket outside of her office.
Oh, yes, yes. I seen that in the Discord. You might have been the one who posted that in the Discord,
Posted
right?
it in Disco, I tagged you, yeah. However, last night, the 5 people from Sydney went back to their accommodation and were attacked by a man who was arrested for hate crimes because they were wearing keffiyehs. Obviously, the Adelaide police are different from Sydney. I don't know, but anyway, that was what I couldn't tell anybody yesterday because it was supposed to be a massive surprise. And on Sunday's rally, the rally is going to the picket to show everybody the picket. So that's my news for today. I'm always quick and easy.
Yeah, no, I had the article loaded up and I can't find it. Yeah, so listen, everyone's trying to buck on all these damn Zio government, everybody. It's because when you think of a Zionist government, you think of, all right, America. Dude, it's not just America. It's government, everybody. When you think of a if they're
Australia.
not bought and paid for by Zios like in America, and in Egypt, because remember, Sisi, the leader of Egypt, the leader of Jordan, they're not Zios. They just take money from Zios and go that way. But and now look at Britain, England. England is not run by British people. All right, so I mean, it's run by Rishi Sunak.
I'm going to drop Eric, so someone else. I just wanted to let
Okay.
you know, okay?
Yes,
right.
thank you
Take
so
care,
much. I
everybody.
appreciate you, Julie.
Free Palestine.
Thank you. Damn right. And I appreciate everything that you and your son does on behalf of the movement. So appreciate you very, very much. Salute to you. Thank you so much. For England, this is what's going on in England. Victoria Starmer. She is the first. All right. So, man. All right. She is Labor Party. Victoria Starmer. She's a blueberry wife. All right. She reportedly, boom, 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 Keir. All right. Well, all right. Basically, more and more people in British politics, they are heavily compromised by Israel through money or through just, Zios in general. That's unbelievable. Free America, free Egypt, free Jordan, free Australia, free England, free Germany, free Ukraine. I feel really, really bad for what Zelensky's doing to Ukraine. They're just basically using the Ukrainian people as like sheep for the slaughter against the Russians to make tons and tons of money and power for themselves. So free Ukraine, everybody. What Zios are doing to the indigenous people of Ukraine, however you want to word it, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. Janet, thank you so much. Go right ahead. Let me see. I'm at Young Zell. Young Zell, what's up, my friend?
Hey, Eric, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Good, my friend. Good. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Just wanted to say, free Palestine as always, and free everyone out there who's trying to battle for peace and love and just a way of life and living. But I do want to come on and push back a little bit on the Russia scenario, because they are figuring out right now that Russia actually started this war to improve their economy. Because right now their economy has turned to a high wealth economy as opposed to a middle wealth economy because of the war. So basically what Russia is doing is they're taking from the American playbook the idea of using war in order to prop up your economy. And so we got to be very careful when we're trying to talk about sides here, because this is a bigger puzzle than we really all are keen to what's going on. And so I'm not really a supporter of Zelensky or Putin, but I look at it as, if any country is invaded, and they had troops built up there before even Trump left office, what are they supposed to do? So that goes with the Palestinians as well. They're being assaulted in their area. What are they supposed to do? And so I keep that into the understanding that we have to try our best to remain neutral in all of this, because this is a big chessboard, this world, and there's only a few characters really controlling it. And I tell people time and time again, as much as you hate Biden, at least they talk about ceasefire. The Republicans do not want a ceasefire at all whatsoever. It's not even in their agenda. I tell people to look up Project 2025. Just look it up. Take the time out to research for a moment about what these people want to do. They're trying to bash Biden and push him down so that they can get in office and have free reign like the Supreme Court has allowed them to do with these recent rulings. So I tell everybody to pay attention. As much as you guys dislike Biden, I get that. But unless I see Jill Stein with 50% support in a poll or something along that line, something very strong to where she's pulling Republicans and Democrats toward her side, I'm telling you now, we are in a world of trouble if we think that Trump would be any better than what we got going on right now. I challenge anyone to that. If you think Trump is going to be better, show me in any way, shape, or form. You just said it at the debate. He called Joe Biden pro-Palestine that Palestinians don't want. But he didn't call himself that. He said he needs to give Israel everything they need to finish the job. So take a look, everybody.
Yeah, I can't stand it when they use that terminology. Even Nikki Haley says that they need to finish the job, because when they say finish the job, it sounds like they're saying like a genocidal term. No, I mean, so I can't stand it when people. Yeah,
so we got to be honest with that.
I think in the softer sense,
one side, I've never heard a Democrat say anything about Gaza in that way at all. So you name me a Democrat talking about Gaza like that. So we got to really point this out, everybody.
Right.
I know we're all heated. I know we're upset. We're like, hey, throwing all our eggs into another basket. But I challenge people again. If Jill Stein cannot bring Republican support, we are doomed. Period. If this man gets in office by the name of Trump and Stein. That's all I just wanted to say.
But
yeah, please,
hi, Zio.
I challenge you.
Hi.
Please.
Hi, Zio. Let me just say something. With regards to the Republican vote, we know that RFK has kind of lost a little bit of his momentum because of his pro-Zio tendencies that have been found out. However, I still think he can form a strong pull of those Republicans that don't want Trump. He could probably pull them to him. I still think that Jill Stein can manage quite a bit if that is a possibility on RFK's end. I still think that if enough of us vote, the three demographics, I'm talking the three demographics, the Generation Z demographic, which are the 18 to 27-year-olds, and then of course the millennial generation and a portion of the Generation X, I think she can pull it off. However, she may not this cycle, but this is going to open the door for future cycles after this election. So either way, Zio, we did win something. We gained something. Look at UK last night. Is it 100%? No, but it's a step in the right direction. And these things at times don't happen, very quickly. They don't fall on our laps very quickly. But, we just don't know that either because, there is a strong enough common denominator here. You've got the economy and you have Gaza, and the way that this current administration is choosing to spend, and budget us, it's going to drive people away from that party. So again, it's possible. I'm not saying that I fully disagree with you. I don't like Trump either, and I'm sure most of the chat and a lot of Americans agree, even Republicans. A lot of Republicans don't want Trump.
Well, real quick here.
Can we actually, I don't want to interrupt or anything, but
Go ahead.
mods, can we turn that into a poll? Make that into a poll where you only have two options, Biden or Trump. I just out of curiosity, I want to see which way people, if you're forced to go, I know a lot of people want, like they'll say third party and this and that, but out of curiosity, if you're forced to pick between Trump and Biden, which way are you going to go? Out of curiosity. I have a lot of people tell me stuff in private behind the scenes. So I'm like, oh, I wonder which way people would be. Run that as a poll. But go ahead, Zell. Zell was responding.
Real quick, Angels, with all due respect, I respect your opinion, but I do want to look at the facts here. And the facts are that the Green Party has only been in existence for 20 years, and they're going up against organizations that have been around for 100. And so what we need, if you're talking about gearing up for the next election, I'm all with you. I'm all for that. But we have to think about the dangers of this election right now. And if we don't, and if we're just blindsided to say, I'm going to take a seat on the couch and I'm going to sit this one out and allow someone to get in there that has already stated on what they want to do when they get in office. They want to take retribution on people. They want to actually take away rights from minorities and things of that nature. So we have to look at what Project 2025 is about. And I challenge everybody, that's the threat. More than anything that everybody keeps talking about, that's the threat on their agenda. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's what Trump backs in his agenda. And if you take a look at both agendas, that's what we're here about. And the last thing I want to point out is when you said the 18 to 27-year-olds, I agree. The support there is almost 80 to 100% in Jill Stein's favor. But the problem is they are the most likely not to vote, just to sit it out. And so the problem there I have is every young person talks a good game. They talk every year this comes around. All young people talk a good game. But guess who's voting? The older person at home who watches every detail of what's going on. So how are we going to sway them into coming towards Jill Stein is my question there. And my answer
Bill,
would be...
can I just say one thing real
Go
quick?
for it.
I mean, honestly, I'd love to hear you speak, and I'd love to get you to speak further, on the immigration thing that you spoke to Jill Stein about, because it's really important to a lot of us, especially here in the chat. But one thing that I will say with the most amount of respect is that, I voted for Biden as well, Genocide Joe, and he better never set foot in Ireland again or he'll be told to go home. Continuing to support people that have treated us so badly and are going around engaging in G-side, pew-pewing and arresting our children at college when they stand up and say no. Respectfully, it sounds like somebody that's in a spousal abuse situation where they're like, it's okay, they won't do it again. We've got to stand up and say no. And a voice like yours that is so powerful, and I so love to hear you speak. I know you're being pragmatic, my friend, but I wonder if, and someone in the chat actually suggested it, if maybe you could spend some time with Jill Stein and her campaign. It would be such a boon for them to have you in their camp.
Well, I think what Zell is saying, because I know what Zell is saying. Like, I think Zell agrees with Jill Stein. He's just saying that she does not have the power to actually win. I think Jill Stein on this. I think the normal rules of an election are a little bit different now because both sides have a lot of discontent with both Republicans and Democrats, and I wish there was more politicians who would run like more moderate, like do what we do on the show. We're not right wing, left wing. We stick to the issues that everybody agrees on. And I wish there was more. Diane Sayre, she's going to be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. at 9 p.m. Diane Sayre, she's running for Senate, and she is an actual honest to God moderate where she just sticks to issues that both sides agree on. We'll talk to her tomorrow. Young Zell, be here tomorrow for her too. You can ask her some questions. But dude, it's a really bad situation on both sides. It seems like no matter which way we pick, right wing, left wing, or even when we pick down the middle, there's huge negative consequences to that. Right wing, left wing, both suck. Down the middle is good, but it's weak. So it's just like, God damn it, man. Dude, we need I mean, for real, we're like on the verge of a damn revolution in this country, man. I mean, it's bad no matter which way you go, dude. We're the country. It's like at the end of the American Empire. It really even feels like that. Like, dude, I feel that in my heart. Like, dude, we're watching the end of America, and we're now talking about what comes next. Is what we're doing. Young Zal, final words. I'm getting to Matt Arab.
Final word, yeah, because I know I'm taking up too much time, and thank you all for giving me the patience here to speak, everybody on the panel. Matter of fact, please click that like, show that love here to Erik and all of your guests here and everything, because we're trying to get the word out and we are trying to be pragmatic. And going back to you, Shelley, definitely, I'm willing to work with everybody on all angles. Where I'm coming from here is we're dealing with a money situation, plain and simple. And we're dealing with people who have upwards of $1 billion on each side going against someone in the hundreds of thousands. And I'm not saying that money isn't everything, but we saw what happened with Jamal Bowman and how quick money can flood in and flood a campaign. So my thing is, I'm with everybody on Jill Stein and pushing her forward for the next campaign. But my thing here is, if I don't see a strong supporting from her within the next month, I gotta rally behind the person who I know in my heart I can push in the direction I want to go. When you talked about how all of the bad situation with immigrants and everything going on that under the Biden, think about what happened with Trump and what he did under his administration. We had riots, we had different things going on as well, and they were locking people up for just speaking out on violences going on in our own country. So that's going to happen regardless. So my whole thing is, we have to keep on speaking up about these issues, yes, but we also can't elect a maniac into the office who is willing to just really turn their back and not even give you a word at all, and we'll just be preaching to a choir is how I look at it. At least here, we know that people are moving in our direction when he denied bombs to the country for the first time, I think, ever. Last person was JFK. But that's about all. I don't want to take up too much time, but God bless you all. Let's keep the fight alive regardless. And Project 2025, everybody, research it. I'm just going to keep saying that because it's really serious. We got major people speaking on it. I read it myself and almost choked. Eliminating the Department of Education. Yeah, they want to make us dumb. Absolutely. They want to make us.
Yeah, I'm not done reading it yet, but I've looked into it. On your recommendation, I started because it's pretty big. I've read like the first bits of it. I haven't read the whole. I'm going to spend more time reading it.
I'm not
but I've
done
seen
yet.
Department of Homeland Security gone, Education, Department of Education gone. Abortion illegal across the entire country. I've seen, Young Zell, thank you so much. Right before I get to Mad Arab, you too, my friend. Right before I get to Mad Arab, I want to announce the results of our last poll. Thank you to everybody who voted. If you are, most people in the chat room, everyone likes Jill Stein, everyone likes third-party candidates. But if you are forced to choose between Joe Biden and Donald Trump and nobody else, this is the polling. 52% of the chat room, so pretty much half, slightly more than half the chat room, is for Joe Biden, and 48% is Donald Trump. Well, I mean, with margin of error, so it's about an even split, basically, at that point, 50-50 for Trump and Biden. We've done polling when you include Jill Stein in these polls. Jill Stein polls like 80% of the chat room, and then Donald Trump and Joe Biden just evaporate when you have Jill Stein or a good third-party candidate. Everyone's sick of this, so that's very interesting. And it's really cool that even when we disagree, we all disagree politely. We're still on the same side. We all negotiate, and it's all cool. Thank you, Young Zell. Mad Arab, welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you, buddy? Everybody hit the follow button on Mad Arab and go right ahead. Thank you for your patience.
I'm great.
And that
Just so
right
everybody's
there too.
I'm great. Just so everybody's not confused, I'm not Natter Who, but courtesy of the hat of Natter Who, I'm sporting it. So everybody support Natter Who and Refugee Coffee. First off, that was kind of hard to hear because I don't like anyone that's coming up and kind of sowing some doubt. We need to get behind Jill Stein. There is 223 people in this room right now. And if we reach out to our community and help promote her, we can have a great effect. Money does not always solve everything. And I'm tired of the whole, they got more money, they got more money. Do we have more heart? That's the question. Do we want change? That's the question. And lastly, like I told you, Eric, earlier today, if you think there's going to be a difference between having Joe Biden and Donald Trump in office, there is absolutely no difference because they're both on their last term. They have no rules or regulations surrounding them. They don't care what the public thinks anymore. It's going to be everything that they want to do, and they will do it without regard to anybody. We already see that we have taxation without representation, right? And do you think that this is going to make a difference because Joe Biden, isn't as radical as Trump? Or it doesn't matter, right? Under each administration, we've seen things go so far south that it's unacceptable. And the last thing, Eric, before I get off my soapbox, on that poll, I would have included, I won't vote, right? If it's just a choice between Biden, because I won't vote.
Yeah, I wanted to force it though. I wanted to force it just out of my own curiosity.
I didn't take
Dora, thank you. We have another one right here with Jill Stein included. There's another poll right now with Jill Stein included if everybody wants to check out that poll. But yeah.
You're right. I didn't put in that I won't vote for that reason because, as Eric said, one or the two, because a lot of us are disenfranchised and we may not show up, to be honest.
I won't vote if it's only those two. I can't in good conscience vote and share that responsibility of my itty bitty percent of support for them getting in office. Either one of them. I can't do it. These are my brothers and sisters. Yes.
No, you're 100% right. And I think the way that you feel is the way that most Americans feel, like, screw it, I'm just not going to vote because everyone sucks. But now, if you don't vote and most people don't vote, which way does the election go? I think
either way.
I think Donald Trump. I think if it goes down to that, like, hey, screw the elections. I think because right now it even right now everybody polling data shows after the presidential debate last week, the official number, I just seen it early this morning off the top of my head, Donald Trump is up by 2%. But Jill Stein, everybody, after that debate, Newsweek reported that Jill Stein's seen a huge surge. Most Democrats are shifting over to Jill Stein.
And then the last thing, Eric, while you're going through Project 2025, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be enacted regardless of who gets in the presidential office next time. From what I've read, from everything, we already see the policies being enacted because a lot of that's being pushed down to the state level, right, and the local level. And we see what each individual state's doing with, the pro-life, pro-choice issues, right, and how they're just flat out making it illegal. And then let's not forget, this goes back to the conversation I had with you about the Wilkes brothers controlling the local elections to get the conservatives in office to help enact that Project 2025. And their goal was to reach every state within the United States, and they have a bunch of money. I mean, disposable money at their disposal. So with that being said, I would wonder if you find that same conclusion about it being enacted regardless of which president becomes in office, because they're trying to hit it from every angle, not the federal level, but the local level as well and the state level. So the last thing, Eric, because I know I'm taking up some time, I just wanted, if you could put me on the big screen, I wanted everybody to see this special event that Salam and Solidarity is having tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, or 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is Pro Pally Idol. We are going to have a bunch of singers belting out their vocal cords to see who is the best.
Dude, that is hilarious. I am going to go to that. That is an awesome idea.
Yes.
What time? 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow?
That is correct.
Oh my God. Angels, are you going? Angels, can you sing?
Heck yeah.
Come on, there's space.
Go ahead, Angels.
Reach out to Vengeful, see if you can get a spot. So yeah,
Some theater sometime.
That's it, like a carry, dude. That is freaking hilarious and funny. I like that you guys thought that up, dude. Out of sheer curiosity and because it's funny, I'm gonna see if I can swing by that day. I know I'm busy
Please
as hell
do,
tomorrow,
Eric.
but I'm gonna try 4 p.m. tomorrow.
At Eastern Standard Time, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna try.
And
Okay,
You think
I'm gonna
so,
listen
Eric?
in.
and with the community that's here, right? We have seen so many heartbreaking things. This kind of brings a way for us to rally around each other, reinvigorate ourselves to the cause that we are all standing so solidly behind, and kind of put a little bit of the pain on the side a little bit and enjoy being with our brothers and sisters while doing something good for the people of Palestine. So I beg all of y'all, please come. Even if you just come to share and like the live, that helps. Let's get this out. Let's make this, bigger than American Idol. So I thank you, Eric, for giving me the moment up here to rant and then
No,
advertise
I'm gonna
this.
advertise. Yeah, I'm gonna advertise that in the Discord too, because that's so damn funny. Yeah, we gotta see this shit. That's funny. All right, the brilliant idea. Whoever thought that up, that's a mad genius idea. Brilliant.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you,
Thank
buddy.
you, Angel. Love you all.
All right, we got to get a Simon Cowell up there too, right? Someone freaking pick him apart.
I think we
Oh,
have
man.
one. I think we have
Oh,
one.
really? Oh man, who would be our Simon Cowell? Like, who fits that personality? Who fits that personality that we know of? Does anybody know like a good Simon Cowell that just? Oh,
I won't say it's a surprise for you also.
A Zio. He's a Zio, but he's so damn evil. We just laugh at him. We don't take him seriously. David. You guys remember David?
Word. I am
No,
not.
you were
I'm not
just
saying a word.
No Zios on this
Oh.
live. No Zios.
Oh, no,
guys,
we hate.
it's
Listen, we don't
too
have them
early to
anymore
start drinking,
either.
dude.
Yeah, we disallow them. Dude, David was so damn like he's like evil by ignorance. Like one time, this is like we haven't had Zios on the show for like a month and a half, I don't think. But like this is like half a year ago. He was coming on the show and he was like, "Yeah, exactly, Goldie. Give me to talk." Yeah, so he was on the show and he was like, I don't understand. Why don't they just use nuclear weapons and wipe out all the Arabs from the Middle East? But he's saying it like he just doesn't understand. It's like, dude, you really, really don't understand why that's a bad idea? I mean, really, he's just like evil by ignorance. I don't know. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? Yeah, David is, and I just seen him on somebody else's show a couple days ago too. He's still kicking around somehow. Oh my God.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about, Matt Arab?
I don't, thank goodness.
No? All right. Well,
I don't think I could sit silent with him.
Oh yeah, he's bad.
Oh my God.
Bad. Yeah, kind of like
I would get banned.
like Nikki Haley, like that kind of level. Yeah.
No, yeah, he's like a special education type of evil. It's like, dude, what
well, you know
the
what I mean?
fuck
Like
is wrong with?
He's really just very, very, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So yeah, you're right. We don't platform those guys. And
No, we don't. We stopped. Yeah.
Eric is way too nice for that.
About a month and a half ago to 2 months ago. And listen, we were always on Shadow Bananas. We had guests getting violated, all sorts of as soon as we stopped platforming Zios, dude, there's, shadow bans. We had so much better shows. Like the first few months, it was necessary for the pro pallies to argue and discuss with Zios. So like people could hear it and everyone could wake up like, all right, one side's the good guys and one side's the bad guys. Like the debating stage was a necessary stage. I think we're beyond that because all you hear from Zios is the same talking points for months. And all they do is lie. When they have an argument, they're not trying to enlighten and educate people. They're just trying to win an argument by any means necessary. And that includes lying and also like they're just like, they do high school name calling too. So that's your typical average conversation with them. Sonny, thank you so much. Mad Arab, everybody hit the follow button on Mad Arab and check that out tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Eric,
Eastern time. Yep,
Sorry.
go ahead.
is that Dora even converted because she just fell in love with Eric so much that she thought.
Dora's in the chat room, I think, still. I just seen her in the chat room 10 minutes ago.
I don't know. I'm still trying to work on this whole like matchmaking thing, but I don't know.
Dora's on our side now. Dora converted.
Much respect, Dora.
Voila, we love you, sister.
Y'all can drop me softly if y'all don't mind.
All right. A soft, gentle drop with a golden pillow underneath, my friend. Thank you, Mad Arab.